Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So we're going to get a trilogy out of this situation. It looks like we're going to have a third update on the Genshin Impact boycott because now it has breached containment and gone to other HoYoverse games, and the results of this boycott are absolutely hilarious. But real quickly, before we get into those updates, a reminder to those who might have missed out, I recently released my Straub and Rev Maid Cafe bundle here featuring some new advanced GG plastic shakers and jars. You can bundle these together or get them individually, but I say this again because we've already had to restock some of the items in this because they are selling out that fast. So don't miss out on this opportunity to collect any of these items or the bundle itself, and make sure to use code REV at checkout to save 10% on your order. All the information for this will be in the pinned comment. So what happened here? Well, recently, Genshin Impact revealed a new Natlan region coming to the game. And immediately this was met with a lot of hostility and controversy because people believed that the characters in this fictional region of a video game were being whitewashed because they were too fair-skinned. You can see the main petition here now has over 100,000 signatures of people trying to make miHoYo or HoYoverse do something about this situation. And we've seen many tactics. We've covered this in the last two videos regarding the subject. We've had people try to mass flag official Genshin Impact accounts. The signatures have reached over 100,000. We've had all kinds of claims of cultural appropriation and racism. We've had voice actors come forward and encourage people to boycott the game. We've even seen some people try to get Genshin Impact removed from Google Play and Apple stores. And also we've had people encourage others to share this boycott with their local politicians. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the reason this has failed is because the majority of the people supporting this supposed boycott are still playing HoYoverse games. Imagine, the iron will of these Twitter slacktivists is hilarious. But anyways, here is the big update. This was reported 2 days ago. So in wake of this HoYoverse boycott, it has been reported that Zenless Zone Zero made nearly $100 million in revenue for the month of July alone. In fact, HoYoverse revenue has increased by nearly 10%. Wow, who could have saw that coming? I think the citizens of Natlan will thank you, Twitter users, for your dedicated service, basically freely promoting Genshin Impact as well as HoYoverse games. And a lot of people, I think, are genuinely playing these games out of spite for these boycotters because they're that annoying. But on top of that, it has not slowed down any of the efforts of the accounts trying to promote this boycott. You can see a tweet from 2 days ago, right after that news was released, saying this: "We're just getting started. The boycott isn't going anywhere until we achieve our goals. We will keep escalating until HoYoverse stop whitewashing and provide authentic representation in their games. Hashtag representation matters." I mean, at this point, just give it up. What else can you do? You've gotten over 100,000 signatures on a petition, and it literally didn't do anything. In fact, some people would argue you helped increase their overall revenue at HoYoverse. And the coping and delusions just keep getting worse. You can see this concerned user saying, "Any responses from the ambassadors yet? I've heard some stuff about Maori, but I haven't seen any concrete proof," where they say, with no proof, yes, there's quite a few ambassadors on the list. Let's be honest, there are no ambassadors, politicians, or anyone who really cares about what's going on in this fictional game. In fact, this is the closest thing to an official response that any of these boycotters have gotten, and it's a bot response from HoYoverse support basically saying, "Thanks for your feedback and your complaints. Please be kindly reminded that Genshin Impact is a work of fiction and is not related to actual people, events, groups, or organizations." Yes, it is very sad how many times HoYoverse has to remind players and Twitter users that this is a game and it's not meant to represent anything in real life. In fact, it seems like this sort of response is more important than ever when dealing with these boycotters because they have shifted their attack, right? So originally they're going after cultural appropriation and racism that they believe exists in the Natlan region preview, but now they're trying to do something else because clearly that's not working. So now they're attacking other problematic aspects of the HoYoverse games. So this begins with this post that was posted about 2 weeks ago, but it's been getting a lot of attention over the past couple of days. It is a promotional piece for the HoYoverse game Guns Girl Z. Now, in this promotion, there is a ton of loli characters being promoted, and honestly, if you know anything about the HoYoverse, that is not surprising. However, a lot of people who are boycotting the HoYoverse were very offended by this piece right here. And again, as always, if you don't like loli characters, that's fine. but just don't play any HoYoverse games. Like, what else would you expect? It's a part of every game they make. And the reaction to this tweet is very mixed. You have antis who are very upset, and then everyone else who is very excited about this promotional piece. On top of that, here are some of the quotes. You can see this user saying, "Face boycott from the most insufferable people in existence. Use the 4-letter word that is like kryptonite to them. I kneel." Yes, they did a tactical lolly deployment here. And you can see Twitter, as usual, is scared of the scary little 4-letter word that haunts their dreams. And of course, you can see the more ridiculous responses, people saying effing pedos, game end yourself. And you'd even see some of the accounts associated with the boycott weighing in on the situation saying, trigger warning, very suggesting content of lollies from MiHoYo. And they say, for the haters, guess I'm sorry for not wanting to support a company that makes this type of content. For all the others, let it be known that MiHoYo makes content like this. Wow, I can't believe the HoYoverse stock hasn't plummeted after this tweet. And of course, this clip is just obligatory at this point.
So I saw you from across the airport, and I was just wondering if, like, are you a tourist? Are you a tourist?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We don't really have the time to talk right now. We're in the middle of figuring something out.
You are a tourist?
Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of tourists here who are being exposed over this situation. They show that they know nothing about HoYoverse when they're trying to boycott it, but also support it at the same time. I mean, who would have thought a company whose slogan is Tech Otakus Save the World would also have otaku culture and some of its aspects shown in its game like lolly characters. And on top of that, this shows that they don't know anything about HoYoverse because Guns Girl Z was the first mobile game created by MiHoYo, and they have always had lolly characters. So the fact that they're not even aware of this game's existence or what's going on inside of this game shows that they're tourists. And on top of that, as pointed out by many users, you thought MiHoYo would be adverse to lolly content? Here is the lead designer of Zenless Zone Zero. And of course, you can see many different lolly characters, and they're doing different tropes involving this lolly character. On top of that, you have another person saying, quote retweets full of Genshin fans who somehow just found out MiHoYo is full of lolicons. You think they would have figured this out when it was announced that the lead character designer of Zenless Zone Zero is Watakuma, who is the same guy who made Bosch in Azur Lane, who's also a lolly character. And again, you can see the response from that original poster trying to cope and seethe and somehow explain their lack of knowledge while also claiming to be an expert on HoYoverse. They say this. And for the annoying ones, in quote, saying, oh, y'all just figuring this out now, end quote. No, crybabies. I'm doing this because this is one of the most graphic pedo content they have ever done until now. So people can finally start not supporting MiHoYo. We all know MiHoYo caters to pedos since long ago. Now, of course, there is a very simple response a lot of people would have to this, basically saying, why are you playing this then? Why are you supporting this franchise? Here's some of the replies saying, graphic pedo content in quote, and it's women in swimsuits touch grass. You play games made by predators? We all know MiHoYo caters to pedos since long ago, yet you supported the game for 3 years. And this person also said, who's we? And why are you playing HoYoverse games if you think the game itself is catering to predators? Very fair questions. Why would you support a franchise that does that? On top of that, you can see the ridiculous nature of a lot of people surrounding this topic, trying to expose threads here. So this actually involves some Blue Archive characters, but it's all in the same, right? We're talking about this topic, and I think it goes along very well with what we're talking about today. So this individual made a call-out post, and as you can see, it has 27,000 views, but 6 likes, so it's not going good. This person makes a direct call-out of someone, basically claiming that they are consuming CP, a very serious allegation. Of course, all the evidence is Blue Archive characters, which is absolutely insane. And on top of that, similar to the last post we looked at, this user would say, so you're posting it too. Why? Where this person said, only if you like it, unaware, I don't even know what they're saying. I am helping people by exposing. So I don't know if they like stroked out halfway through typing this, but basically this is the new generation, right? This is the Zoomer Batman culture, right? They're, instead of going out and fighting criminals, they're going around and spreading what they believe is CP. And of course, every time it is fictional content, which by their own standards, they'd be committing multiple felonies, but we see this all the time. And things would get even worse for this poster here. So this person would show a screenshot of their Discord messages saying, "You can't be serious, what the F is this?" Where they are crying about Nino and how in love they are with this character from the quintessential quintuplets who is underage, which would make them obviously a hypocrite in this situation. On top of that, in the replies of that original post, the user would say, tagging Social Wick, "Hi, I bought from your Twitter likes service, but they haven't arrived. It was 2,000 likes for $27. Can you look into this, please?" I don't know if this is trolling or not, but either way, you're getting made fun of for this situation. You're getting the attention you want. The fact that someone seems like they're openly saying that they try to bot likes for their stupid call-out post over drawings is hilarious, because we see this all the time. People bot likes on Twitter all the time when they're virtue signaling about drawings just to feel like they're right, because apparently getting a lot of likes on Twitter makes you right in the eyes of these delusional freaks on Twitter. On top of that, let's go further. The user who was called out in that previous thread over drawings would make another appearance down here in this tweet. But what's going on? Well, this original post says how it feels to like a character, but the fans are all predators. Where this person quotes saying, "Blue Archive," and then the person who was called out in the previous thread says, "What a hypocrite you are by supporting Blue Archive, but saying that." And they say that profile picture is devious. Also, how? And this person says, in true Rev-approved fashion, "Your retweets and follows are public," showing them following all kinds of accounts that would make them a hypocrite, and also retweeting art of lolly characters from Blue Archive. On top of that, they would respond saying, "It's just art. I said Blue Archive in the post because I like the game, but most of the people playing want to screw minors, including the developers." So then they reply saying, "Art that sexualizes the characters. Why are you even playing if you believe the devs are predators?" My mind is literally melting from these people. It's genuinely insane how hypocritical all these people are over fictional content. But I think this quote right here of the original Guns Girl Z promotional post really sums up the boycotts and all the outrage we've been looking at today. So this user says, "Everyone wants to go free to play despite the lack of representation, but the mention of lollies is enough for everyone to drop Hoyo. If this is all what it takes for you to actually withdraw from playing their games, you just proved to everyone that y'all are nothing but a bunch of slacktivists." And that's exactly what all these people are. And I would add onto this as well, I don't think the people who are virtue signaling about the lolly characters are going to quit either. Like, they're going to keep playing. You know they're going to keep playing, or they're going to quit for like a week and then get back into it. But the fact that the trope here existing in HoYoverse is now getting attention paid to it, even though it's been present forever, is a ridiculous cop-out, because apparently that's more important than racism or cultural appropriation to these people who got an entire petition with 100,000 signatures over that issue. Apparently now it's gone too far, and now they're trying to actually stop playing the game. It's a lot of slacktivism, virtue signaling, but we're used to it at this point. But that is the update on this boycott. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.